Hi, it's Lydia Nitya Griffith with Kharma Khameleon. This is the channel for all things Feng Shui, Flying Stars Feng Shui, Bazi Chinese astrology, where I often like to read the charts of celebrities and famous people to better understand our own charts and our own lives. Welcome. Friends, we have arrived at October 2023. What a journey this year has been. How's it been for you? Feel free to put something in the comments. Feel free to subscribe, follow, hit the bell, all those happy things so you don't miss any of these wonderful videos. Today, we're talking about the Flying Stars Feng Shui for October. And with that, I'm going to earmark in your brain coming up 2024, year of the dragon, and the start of period 9. And period 9 brings us to the end of a mighty long cycle. 180-year cycle is about to begin its end journey. And I am very excited about sharing with you all the research I've been doing about period 9 and whether or not to update your house to a new Bagua and new Flying Stars numbers. Not going to be happening at my house, but I'll share that story with you in the next video coming up at some point. October really is when I start doing a lot of research for the next year and putting together, oh my gracious, I think I put out 3 or 4 videos about the new year for 2023. And 2024 is so much bigger. There's so much to unpack. This is a really important place that we are in history and in the cycle of energy on this planet. All things rise and fall. All things begin and end. All things are healthy, then sick, then well again. We go through all these incredible cycles. And what's coming is going to be one that is going to, at the end of this 20 years that we are about to embark upon, will leave us in a place unlike any we could have envisioned. But for now, this moment, my friends, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly. So how was September? How was your September? Oh my gracious, east to the west, west to the east. So much conflict. If you look at global news, not just our American network paid advertising news, this is what we want you to think is happening in our world. Look outside to different news outlets and be curious about exploring what those news outlets are around the world. There have been protests, uprisings, the threat of government shutdown here in the United States, auto strikers, the union striking, the writer strike in Hollywood. It's all happening. Did you pay attention to this? Everybody that needed to rose up, spoke up, not taking it anymore. Yeah. Awesome, I say. And why do I say that? Because, my friends, complacency does us no good. It gives them power. And we become little walking mats, little rugs. And what I think is coming are the disruptors. Look at all the people who are putting their hat in the ring of becoming president of the United States. And oh yes, as if 2024 weren't going to be an interesting enough year. Add to it the American presidential election. Yes, I call for disruptors. Why are we a two-party system? Why are we like this? Why can't we be like this? Disruptors are not necessarily something to be feared, but rather something to be given your attention to, because they bring in something refreshing, a new perspective, a new way forward. And that, I think, is what is needed. So, how was your September? For me, I did something very unusual. I spent the month wintering. It's a new concept. There's a fabulous book out there called Wintering. Wintering is when you retreat, do a lot of rest, a lot of processing, a lot of self-care, a lot of nourishing. Connecting to nature can be part of that. And that's what I've been doing. It's been very healing and very restorative. So, sometimes when the kitchen gets hot, get out. And that's what I did. I was like, I see this storm brewing. I'm out of here. Checked out of relationships, checked out of my life. I was still posting for you guys. I was still doing this. This brings me so much joy. And, but I got very quiet. So let's look at what happens next. So if September was the rooster giving us this invitation to jump on the soapbox and scream, I am here, roar, rage against the machine, rage against injustice. Let's bring in October. Ha! The Yang water dog rides in on a mighty wave and says just that. Time for justice. So, my prediction is that in October we will see the end of the writers' strike. The government shutdown in the United States will be averted, or if it crashes and burns, it's going to be great consequences for those involved, just saying. And because it's justice time, when you see lawsuits that are going on and all of these things happening, so the writers' strike and the auto union strike and all of these things are going to find their accord in October. There's going to be a pathway forward where things will be resolved. So, with that being said, it is a watery time, Yang water. It's a yin water year with our little rabbit who is yin wood. So our little rabbit might be a little overwhelmed by the need for so much negotiating and so much working things out. It's going to be a process. But the dog is really here to save the day for the disadvantaged, the disenfranchised, and those that are excluded and discriminated against. So if the rally cry was heard in September, October is the response. All right. So my question for you is, how are you a part of this? And what role can you play in co-creating more harmony in your life, in your work, in your relationships, in the world? How can you bring a peace offering everywhere you go? Look up, smile at people, say hello. Open a door for somebody. Pay for somebody that's behind you in line. Buy their coffee. Bring peace to the world. That's my challenge for everybody this month. So let's go around our happy little boggle wheel here, and we're going to start right in the center. Center is so important. The center of your home or office radiates that chi throughout. It's kind of like somebody stuck a stick of incense. You're not just going to smell it in that one space. It's going to be all over. If you cook something, you cooked muffins, might be in the kitchen, but you're going to smell it throughout. It's kind of like that. So the 4-star in the center has been lovely. And this month is awesome. 9-star, which is fire, which is what the woody 4-star needs, since it's in conflict with the earthy center, to create that flow that I love to see. Because then we've got wood to fire in the earth. It's perfect. It's almost like if you think of earth as the ash, the 9-star brings the fire, and the 4-star is sitting there going, yay, I'm the wood. And everybody's happy. It's all happening. So this is wonderful energy. We want to see red and violet, bright, fun colors in the center of your home. Swear to John, every time I look at something I've written, there's typos. So when you go to the blog on Khameleon.com, you will see all of this information laid out because it's a lot. And I do try to keep these videos short because I know our attention span is like this long. All right, so we want bright, fun, happy colors in the center. And this is where our love altar can be. Oh my gracious, what a beautiful energy for romance this month of October. 4 stalks of lucky bamboo in a red vase can work. If you're an artist, a creator, you want to motivate the beautiful wealth of energy surging in the center this month. Bring a vase, a red vase filled with brushes. If you're a musician, maybe roll up a scroll of your favorite piece of music and stick that in a red vase, or print it out on red paper. Yeah. This is just a wonderful, wonderful energy. So center is awesome. Thank you for that. We're going to come around to the north. The 9-star future wealth and abundance is in the north. That's a clash of water and fire. This month is not a happy time. Last month we had the 4-star, which gave us that flow. No. This month the 5-star comes in. And even though the 5-star is weakened in the watery north, it's fed by the 9-star of fire. So it's a little bit of a funky area. I would just be very cautious. This is my front door, so I'm going to use this area with a great deal of caution. Make sure that the front door isn't slammed shut. Maybe I use the back door more this month. So you kind of, a lot of this is, again, have awareness. Be mindful instead of mindless. There we go. So I would say for the month of October, especially looking at as this is our career corner, it is not the time for a launch. It's not the time for promoting a project. This is a time of caution and really looking carefully at the things that you have been working on and when is that right time? When is that right time? The universe doesn't work with time. So the best thing to do when we are in this 3D world is to really kind of look and feel into, just because I said the go day is, let's say, October 18th, Read the room. Is that really the day? Or are you feeling like, maybe we need to hold off and just fine tune? Yeah. Watch your ego. The ego is the thing that says, I want. The intuitive part of you says, I feel. And just like when we birth, women intuitively feel this. You can feel it in your gut. Yeah, I'm ready. So be open to the flow or the not flow, especially around your career, especially in the north. So we come around to the northeast, depressing this for sure. The 7th star in the northeast with the visiting star of the 3, which is wood. It's in conflict here. It feels like a lot of infidelity and betrayal and loss of money and just yuck, yuck, yuckity, yuck, yuck. Not a good space. Would definitely not have a serious conversation in the northeast. I would not hold an interview there or take an interview there. I would definitely not have my checkbook or where I do my financing in the northeast. Be really cautious with your money, your reputation, and the people that you're engaged with here. And double check the security of your home in the northeast, especially if this is a main door. Okay, coming around to the east, which is, our queen of the year, Miss Rabbit. Boy, she came in with quite an attitude. I don't know about you, but this feels like quite a spicy little rabbit hanging out in the east. And maybe it's because it's an earth star sitting in here, the 2 star in the east, and the rabbit being yin wood. It's yin wood sitting in a desert. And the poor little rabbit is like, hey man, can I get some love here? And really what is, the love potion would be water, which would be the 1 star. And we're not getting that this month. We've got the 2 star. Met with, who's coming in? Oh, the 7 star, just to mix it up. Bring in metal, which is yang metal. This is a chainsaw falling on your leg. I would not do anything having to do with a big tall ladder against your east wall of your house, or cutting the limbs of trees on the eastern part of your home, the trees out there. Not using hedge trimmers to trim the bushes. I would even caution you about the use of a lawnmower, weed whackers, leaf blowers, all those things in the eastern corner of your home. Be really careful. This is a setup for illness that turns to surgery, that is injury with sharp, heavy objects, metal objects. Remove all family photos, because anybody that's got a picture in that room is a target. Got a story to tell you about that another day. Okay. The 3 star is in the southeast, and this month I'm calling this a neutralize activate, because the 8 star arrives. And the 8 star, even though it's an earth star, what is the mitigator is what works to drain the 3 star. So this winds up being a positive. We're turning a negative situation into a more positive one. So that's why I think using the red color, using a fireplace, the stove, a fire pit, all of those fiery things in the southeast is going to drain the 3 star and feed the 8 star. I'm even saying put 8 red flowers, silk flowers, in a vase to bring in the wealth. Could surprise you. Yeah. The 8-star, speaking of which, that is at home in the south this year, is welcomed. This is one of the best directions for October in the south. The 4-star shows up. This is big wood that feeds the fire of the south, that nourishes the 8-star. This is green lights. So if this is an office or a main room, this is a great place for launching projects, doing things with the press, getting rave reviews. After all, it's the South. It's where your reputation is. So this is an opportunity to utilize that door, use that room in your house for doing things that are attention seeking, in which you, like if you're writing a blog, if you are a YouTuber like me, if you're doing these kinds of things and you want an audience, do that in the South. Okay. Coming around to the 1-star in the Southwest, another great area. So really, I'm looking at the Southeast, coming into the South, into the Southwest. It's kind of like the Southeast, South, Southwest is really awesome. The Northeast, North, Northwest is awful. And the East and West, not so great. So, it's interesting how we find the areas of the house and our office space to migrate in and out of with these flying stars. And in that, we're dancing with the Tao. We're dancing with this energy so that we are vibrating ourselves in harmony with your living space, your working space. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right. So we now are at the 1-star, which is in conflict with the Southwest, because Southwest is earth and the 1-star is water. The 6-star comes in and provides the mitigator of metal. So again, we have that beautiful flow of elements and chi. And it's working for wealth and abundance. It's where I'm sitting. It's where I sleep. It's perfect. This month. So yeah, this is really great for business dealings, for boosting your career, for overall success. Money, 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 money. But then we come over to the West, which is depressed with caution, because the 6-star in the West, it's like at home there, and it's a success money star. But the 2-star comes in, and as an earth star, it's weakened by all that metal. Plus, the 2-star is going to be a good star in period 9 next year. So it's starting its transformation already. Again, it's not like these energies just suddenly, today's the day we become this. So even though October starts on the 8th of the month, it doesn't mean that it just suddenly begins. It ebbs in, it ebbs out, or it flows in and it ebbs out. So you start to sense it, and then you start to notice that it's not there anymore. All of these energies are so subtle. That's why mindfulness is so important in our day-to-day life. So the 6-star with that 2-star kind of makes me feel like, yeah. So it's got the Shui Po is here, the 3 Killings is here. The West is just really kind of it's a great star, the 6-star being there, but it requires quiet. It requires no loud noises or renovations, just like coming around to the Northwest. These are Problematic areas. When I mow the lawn, I always start in a different place. I never start over in this corner of the northwest west. So if your bedroom is in the west, I would very much recommend using a Wooloo health gourd to protect your health. Be really mindful. If you start getting sick in October and your bedroom's in the west, sleep somewhere else. The 5-star worst energy of the year. Unfortunately, the 5-star does not improve in period 9. I know some Feng Shui masters are saying that it's not as bad. How many flavors of bad do you need? Slightly bad, horrific, it's still bad. I'm just going to avoid it. So the 5-star in the Northwest really says nothing loud, no big renovations, no big loud sounds, inside or out. Remember, always extend your bagua into your yard. So for this month, the 1-star flies in, and the 1-star with water in the Northwest, which is metal, excuse me, is weakening the 5-star. So it does make this less toxic, but still an area to avoid. So a recap: best directions for October: center, south, southwest, southeast. Worst areas: northwest, northeast, northeast, and west. Yeah. For our world, the dog rules the west. And sorry, that's the dog rules. Sorry, editing as we go. The USA focused on the western states, into the western parts of Mexico, up into the western regions of Canada. Those are areas to take note of in our news stories and what's happening for October 2023. And that is it for today. Your comments, questions, always welcome. Check out again the blog on kharmakhameleon.com. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, be well, and let's all bring a peace offering into October.